Let me tell you where it all began. Since that loss that we had in Galle in 2015, India came back in that series to beat Sri Lanka 2-1. Then they went on to absolutely decimate South Africa at home 3-0. They went to the West Indies, came away with the series victories then. And then when New Zealand and England came calling, Virat Kohli's team was in supreme form. They beat New Zealand, they beat England, they became the #1 test side in the world, and they also beat Bangladesh in that one-off test match. So now that that streak has come to an end, we'll ask some of our bloggers joining us. Chetan Narula from India, we've got Paul Dennett from Australia, and the neutral party, Nigel Walker. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here. I'll begin with you, Chetan. Let's go back to this loss in Pune now. In your opinion, how do you rate it? How do you read into it?
Well, the manner of the defeat suggests that it was a one-off match. I mean, you look at the entire Indian batting lineup and they collapsed in 2 innings on 2 successive days. So it doesn't really happen too often. It hasn't happened in the last 19 test matches, hasn't happened in the last 18 months or so. Virat Kohli said it was the worst batting performance of his side, and it's a fact really. So in that sense, you can say that it is a one-off. But what Australia have done is they've thrown down the gauntlet. They've shown that they are not going to be subdued by the turning wickets here. They have shown that they have the bowling attack to take 20 wickets.
Okay, let's get Nigel Walker from England. Nigel, your England team had come to India and they were decimated 4-0 by the Indian team. How do you view this loss, and do you think it's a one-off?
I think this is genuinely a one-off. These things happen, you know. People have bad games, and this is an extraordinarily bad game. But I look at this Australia side. I think in these conditions they're weaker than England were before Christmas, and we were hopeless in the end. I think they got a bit lucky. They took the chances when they needed them, which is one thing that we certainly didn't do, and I think India dropped a few chances that could have made a difference in that second innings, but I don't think they've got anything to worry about. If I was in that dressing room, I'd be going, well, that was a blip, didn't want that to happen, but we've still got 3 more test matches, and we're very strong at home, and I think you'll be fine. I think it'll be 2-1 or 3-1 in the end.
And gentlemen, how can we not have an Australian in the mix with a huge smile on his face? I'm sure Paul Dennett. Now let's come to you, because let's talk about this Australian side. They had a poor record in Asia. They came in here labelled as the underdogs. So is this win just a one-off?
I don't think this was a one-off or a fluke. I think this Australian side is actually a lot better than the Australian sides who have toured India over the past decade or so. They've got 4 superstars: Warner, Smith, Hazelwood and Stark, and there are some emerging talents as well, like Renshaw and Hanscom. But crucially, in Steve O'Keefe, Australia has, for the first time since Shane Warne, got a spin bowler with an excellent record. His first-class record is remarkably similar to Jadeja's, and the difference, of course, is that he's compiled those figures in Australia, where it's notoriously difficult to bowl finger spin. So, given the chance under Indian conditions, it's really no surprise that so far he's been thriving.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to hear what you have to say, because this is that sort of series, a great rivalry. You know, you fight fire with fire, and hopefully you'll be back with us here on Matchpoint.